Today's lesson deals with completing an author analysis outline. And if you look carefully at the assignment sheet, it's an outline where it's 1 to 2 pages that gives the biographical, literary, and historical information on the author. And the outline wants to explain the author's style, themes, literary time period, and literary influences. So here's a sample first page of what your author analysis outline should look like. The heading at the top is double-spaced, and it follows the style from the Kellenberg style sheet. It goes the student's name, the teacher's name, and if you're in my period 2, 5, or 9 class, you'd put English 12A1. If you're in my English Comp classes, periods 1 and 8, you'll put English Comp 4, and then you put the date. And you notice that the heading is double-spaced. After the heading, you double space again and put the author's name. That's all you need for a title. Same font, style, size as the rest of the paper. And then after the author's name, you're going to double space twice. And then the first section is going to be Roman numeral 1, and it's going to be biographical information. And after Roman numerals in an outline format, you do capital letters. So for some of the points that are full sentences, you want to punctuate them, put a period. But others you don't have to. And for example, point A is when he was born. Edgar Allan Poe was born January 19th, 1809, in Boston, Massachusetts. Just put that down. I gave a little information about his family, who he was brought up with, where he moved to, where he studied, what were some of the jobs he had. And then the last point you want to put is when that particular author died. You don't need just about 9 points. You can have as many as you want. More information, the better. Okay? After the biographical information, I double-spaced, and the second section is going to be literary works. And for a particular author, he or she may have written novels. He or she may have written short stories. He or she may have written poems. Poe is famous for his short stories and his poems, so that was the first section I dealt with. I could have done poems first, that's fine. I decided to do short stories. So I have that as capital letter A, and I titled it Short Stories. And I just listed 5. You can list more, you can list as famous ones. But you want to make sure that you give, if you notice in points 1 and 2, I gave enough information about it. You don't want to just give me just titles, all right? Make sure you have enough information about each of the stories. You know, maybe a sentence or 2 is all you need, but just something that what makes that story famous or what makes that story well known to readers. And the same thing with the poems. I didn't necessarily do it for the poems, but you want to make sure any literary works that you put down, you want to add information about them, not just the titles. For the second page, what you want to do is in the top right-hand corner, you want to put your last name and just the number 2. So I have the last name and the page number. You don't number page number 1. And then Roman numeral 3 is going to deal with styles, themes, time period, and influences. And capital letter A, you got style, and you want to give us, again, much information as possible. Once you get under capital letter A, you number your points. Same thing, then you'll double space and put B and number your themes, the important things that he or she wrote about. After you get to themes, double space capital letter C and put the time period he or she is associated with, and then double space capital letter D, put the influences. And you notice the points under each section are all single space, and that deals with the biographical information, that deals with the works. But when you go between sections, you want to make sure that you double space. Finally, the last thing you have to put is the works cited page. Again, you want to number in the upper right-hand corner. This would be whatever number page is. In this case, for this example, it's the 3rd. And then you title in the center, works cited. It's not underlined, it's not bold, it's same font as everything else. And then just follow the style sheet. You put your works in alphabetical order, by author, by title. And you want to make sure you give enough information on all the sources that you used. And a lot of them, for example, these 2 I got off the Kellenberg website, all you have to do is go to the bottom and it gives you the exact citation and how to do it. And all you have to do is copy and put it in. It's all you double space after works cited. The citations are double space. And if you go on to more than one line, you indent. So that's why I made that notation for each of these. You indent and just set a tab, and that's an easy way to get an easy indent for it. If you have any further questions about the entire assignment, you could always see me before or after school in room 239, or you could contact me through email. Good luck on doing the author analysis, and I'd like to see everybody do really well on this assignment.